Hey guys, it's your girl, it's Queen Outside of Brew with another exciting edition of Ask An Aquarius. So first and foremost, I want to say that I really appreciate people sending me messages and positive comments and thoughts and things along those lines. Productive, productive things that can feed my mind and spirit. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the questions. I appreciate all of it. Anything that's not productive or is negative, I approve all comments. So the only thing I'm approving is stuff I really want to be bothered with. So if somebody's comment does not get approved, it's because you said something stupid and I ain't like being bothered. So it is what it is. So anyway, I mostly get good stuff though, really good stuff. And I appreciate it because my reasoning for doing these videos is to help. I'm hoping to heal my karma. I'm hoping to get into heaven or Valhalla or the Valley of the Kings or whatever you want to call it. I'm hoping to be as light as a feather by the time I get back to my yacht. So I'm hoping that the more people I help, the better off that it'll be for all of us, actually. The karma and the vibrations just keep on swirling around. So I try to put out as much positive energy as possible and try to rebuke the negative energy and dispel as much of it as I possibly can. So I got a message from a Virgo yesterday and I was like, oh my God, I got to talk about this. Like usually, like I have a list of things I want to talk about. I have a list of videos I want to make. But sometimes somebody says something to me and I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk about this. I gotta talk about this immediately. I'm gonna burst if I don't talk about this. Okay, so this is what the Virgo said to me. The Virgo said that she met an Aquarius man. And she said, this is the question, I'm gonna read it word for word. It says, why, if he, the Aquarius man, has a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful girls, a stable home, cars, and a dog, why would he seek elsewhere? Why would he be cheating is what she wants to know. He opened up to me and told me he thinks about me a lot, that he thought about what it would be like if we were together, gave me pet names and so on. I think he is starting to like me. Okay, so she wants me to tell her, why would an Aquarius cheat? What would make an Aquarius cheat? Well, first of all, and most importantly, an Aquarius cheats for the same reason that anybody else in the zodiac cheats: a lack of integrity. Period. A person who has integrity does not cheat, especially an Aquarius. Aquarius are when we're in our best form, there's the positive, there's the middle of the road, and there's the negative. When Aquarius are in our most positive, we believe strongly in the truth and doing the right thing. So a person that is of any zodiac sign who is okay with cheating and being deceptive is a person that lacks integrity. There's no other reason to do it. There is nothing else. So that's why this person is seeking other avenues, is because they lack integrity. And that's really the bottom line. So when it comes to Aquarius specifically, it's really problematic though. And this is why you have to be careful. Because when an Aquarius is positive, they don't do things like that. When they're in the middle, they're coming away from doing things like that. When they're in the negative, they're actively doing things like that. So what does that mean? And negative Aquarius is one who has no honor. It's one who does whatever they want to do. A negative Aquarius is the kind of energy of a person that's no holds barred. So they can sleep with whoever they want, they can do whatever they want, they can go wherever they want. And I know this to be true because I am an Aquarius. And I'm a positive Aquarius now, but I wasn't always. When I was younger, when I was in my, teens and 20s, I believed that I was Erica Kane. I thought I was Erica Kane, and it got me into trouble, straight up. I have a very strong Shango energy, and I have a very strong Oshun, a very strong Het Haru energy on me. And what that means is that I have a lot of masculine energy coming from the Aquarius, and I have a lot of like fun, flirty, party energy coming from the Aquarius and the Het Haru energy. So as a young girl, I love to party and I love to flirt. I still love to flirt. I flirt with men, I flirt with women. My friend always calls me a microwave because she's like, you flirt, but then you don't. She's like, you don't do nothing else. You take yourself home. She was like, you're like a microwave. You don't really cook. You just warm things up. Yeah, that's me. So back then, when I was younger, you know, I would like to have fun. I like to flirt, but I had no restraint to it. So back then, I would flirt whatever I wanted. I would date whatever I wanted. I would take somebody's man. I would mess with somebody's girlfriend. I didn't care. Like there was no discipline to me. There was no boundary to me. I did whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. And that's what you're dealing with this gentleman. This dude is basically no holds barred. He gonna do whatever he want, whenever he want, however he wants. And he may have a beautiful wife and kids and a dog. This man's still gonna do whatever he want, because for him, it's really not about being satisfied by having a happy family. He is empty inside of himself. There's something in him that's hurting and missing. That's what's going on with him. And he's going into the arms of women and God knows who else to try to satisfy what is missing inside of him, the black hole that's inside of him. And the thing about it is that you cannot fill that hole with women, drugs, liquor, sex. You can't. That hole is never going to be filled with that. I tried that myself. That hole can only be filled with spirit. It can only be filled with goddess. It can only be filled with your faith, and it can only be filled with universal law. It can only be filled with finding your spiritual self. That's how that hole gets filled. Healing yourself emotionally. That's how that hole gets filled. So he is not doing those things. He's trying to use sex and women or whatever the case is to fill the hole. Problematic, not going to get filled, and he's going to keep doing it over and over again, at least until he figures out that it's not working. Now, why is this a problem for you? This is a problem for you because he already has you in his web, boo-boo. I'm telling you right now, I'm Aquarius. He got you. And I'm going to tell you, when an Aquarius got you, you don't even know that you're got. I would have somebody when I was younger and I was doing my Erica Kane phase, I would have somebody tied up in my web who didn't even know they was in the web, didn't even know what was going on, didn't even know what was happening, and have my ducks lined up, boom, boom, boom. And by the time everything was said, done, and over with, they like, what the heck just happened? Didn't even see it coming. Aquarius in the negative form are sneaky. We are sneaky and manipulative and do not believe in the truth. Okay? So anything he says to you is subject, first of all, to suspicion, because anything he says to you may or may not be the truth. That's number one. Definitely, like I said again, lack of integrity. Person with a lack of integrity will always be open to lying and manipulating to get what they want. So anything he tells you, you need to take with a grain of salt, because it's subject to. Aquarius usually do a combination of truth and lies, because again, I'm gonna tell you some of our secrets here. Smoke and mirrors. When you throw up lies with truth, people don't know which one is which. So that's what we do. We throw them together and people get smoke and mirrors. You know, the magician has them mesmerized. Well, he said the truth about this, but why would he lie about that? That's the Aquarius. That's the negative Aquarius throwing up the smoke and mirrors. So that's number one. Number two, the reason why I said you're got is because you said in the earlier part of the message, he's my friend. I'm going to be his friend. He ain't your friend. He ain't your friend. An Aquarius is not being a friend. A male Aquarius especially, but a female too, is not being a friend with the person that we're attracted to in that way. Now, a positive Aquarius such as myself, if I like somebody and, you know, I know that it's not hitting for, I'll be their friend. But in a negative Aquarius, you're not. What you're going to do is you're going to sit back and you're going to wait for that person to fall into the trap that you are now setting for them. You are already in the trap. As soon as you said he's my friend, he's gotten you to believe that he's your friend, and he ain't your friend. He is a hunter, my dear. A hunter, if you ever pay attention and you watch a hunter hunting his prey, a hunter is slow. They're calculating. They lull their prey into a false sense of security. The deer is out there in the woods, chilling, drinking water, eating grass, and the hunter's quiet. Quiet, not moving, not breathing, holding his breath in some cases, and waiting for that deer to think, oh, it's a beautiful spring day, I'm good, have some water, and bam, shot him right in the head. That's where you are. You are in the meadow, drinking your water, eating your grass, and he lining you up. And the first chance he get, when he thinks that, everything is nice and calm, he is going in for the kill. You are not his friend. You are the woman he is setting up to be his side piece. Period. So I'm telling you right now, if you think that you're his friend or going to be his friend, you are very sadly mistaken, because he's plotting on you from back deep. That's what's going on. So now, what should you do about this? What is the advice? Run. Head for the hills. Don't keep talking to him. Don't keep on entertaining him. Leave him alone. I'm telling you, I wouldn't talk to him at all. I might even put him on block if he kept bothering me, straight up. And I'm going to tell you, because like I said before, this man is not trying to be your friend. This man is trying to set you up to use you. Okay? And that's the bottom line. Now, I know a lot of women out there, say, well, what's wrong with being a side piece? What's the big deal? Now, I'm 41 years old, and like Lauren said, Lauren is only human. I've been in these situations myself. I've been a side piece, flat out been a side piece. As a matter of fact, I was a side piece to somebody when I had a main person. So they was my side piece and I was their side piece. I've had these kind of experiences happen, and I've dealt with this stuff a long time with a lot of different people. And I'm going to tell you something. This is for all of you out there. Being a side piece is a lack of integrity as well. Being a side piece does nothing for your self-esteem. Being a side piece does nothing for your self-worth, and it is not self-loving to yourself to be somebody's side piece. Another thing, God and Goddess will not send you another person's man or another person's woman for you. If that person wants to be with you, they'll leave the other person and make a life with you. If they're trying to play both sides and they're like, oh, well, I don't know, and I love you, but that's not a situation for you ever to be in. Don't even start the situation. You're at the start of this. You're being groomed to be the side piece. You're at the start. Walk away now. Because beyond this, you are accruing bad karma. Beyond this, you are agreeing to the situation. And the thing about it is that when a man or a woman, but particularly with males, when they are cheating and you are actively cheating with them, they look at you like you are just as much of a piece of crap as they are. They look at you. They look at you like, well, she was down with it, so whatever. And then what happens is that they continue their behavior. You're not the only one. So they continue seeing other women. And if at any given time you become the main woman, your spot is now open, boo-boo. So somebody else is going to be coming right into your slot in the side joint place. You're now the main joint, and here comes 2 and 3 other side joints. And you get to be in that space. So it's never really good. And the man is going to rationalize, if he gets with you seriously, well, she was with me when I was cheating on other women, so what difference does it make? They feel like you're just as bad as them. So this is all problematic. It never ends well. Even if you end up with them, it doesn't end well. Now, I've heard of some limited cases where people have said, oh, well, this one got with this one and they still together. Yeah, but you don't really know what's going on in their relationship. But I'm going to say this, 95% of the time, if you are creeping with someone, this is someone who lacks integrity, and your relationship with them is going to have problems. It's going to be disastrous regardless. The other 5% of the time is up for debate, but that 95% is going to be a problem. Now, I'm going to tell you again, don't ever, 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 ever mess with somebody else's man. Don't ever mess with somebody else's female. For those of you that mess with women, don't ever mess with somebody that's in a relationship with somebody else. And I'm going to tell you why. Because like I said before, they lack integrity. So since you already know that they lack integrity, that means they lack integrity across the board. A person who lacks integrity all the time in different places, not just this one space. Oh, they just cheat, but everything else about them is good. No. A person that lacks integrity will often lie. A person who lacks integrity will be manipulative. A person who lacks integrity is going to do the same things to you that they've done to another person, if not worse. A person who lacks integrity is not going to have any regard for your feelings. A person who lacks integrity could possibly do anything to you. You mess with your best friend, have sex with your sister. They could do anything to you because they have no integrity. There is no limit. People be like, well, I knew so-and-so did so-and-so, but I didn't think they would go that far. Well, if they would go that far, under the right circumstances, they'll go even farther. So you never get into a situation with somebody that has somebody, because that tells you up front that they lack integrity. Period, point blank. And they're going to do the same kind of things to you. And likewise, if you are involved in a situation, you do lack integrity as well. When I was in those situations, same daggone thing. I can't front and act like, oh, well, not with me. Yeah, with all of us. Because the bottom line is that you're helping someone deceive, harm, hurt, lie to another person. You're helping them. You're an accomplice in this. So you lack just as much integrity as they do. And 9 times out of 10, the reason why a person gets engaged in something like that is, again, something inside of yourself. So if there's something inside of yourself that is incomplete, that is hurting, that is something going on, then that's when you get into situations like that. That's when you find it okay to mess with somebody else's man, somebody else's woman. So that says you need to deal with your own stuff that's making that go on with you. So again, never ever mess with somebody else's their person that they're with, because like I said before, it says a lot about who they are as a person, and it almost never goes well. If they want to be with you, this is what you tell them. You tell them, look, I like you, I know that you like me, but the situation that you're in is not one that I want to be in. It's not the kind of thing I do with my life. So I'll tell you this. If you ever find yourself single, Google me. I'll be glad to go out with you. I think you're really a handsome guy. I think you're funny. You're very attractive. But I don't mess with nobody that's in a relationship. So when you find yourself single, look me up. And leave it at that. Step off. I personally, it depends, some of the times a person will be persistent, especially a hunter will be persistent. They'll keep on trying to get you to come forward. So if he backed right off after I made that statement, then fine. If he kept on trying to come forward, I block him, because that means that he's now, not only is he not lacking integrity, he's also not respecting your decision, and he's going to try to push. The Aquarius will push and push and push until we get what we want. So I block him and keep it moving. So that is what is going on in this situation. You're just dealing with somebody who's a negative Aquarius who has no holds barred. Rick James is Aquarius. Bob Marley is Aquarius. Now, these are 2 men who I actually enjoy. I find Rick to be really funny, and I liked a lot of his songs. But he's a perfect example of no holds barred. You Google Rick James. Rick was out of pocket. I mean, just having sex, doing drugs. I think they said at the moment of his death, he had 9 different drugs in his system. I mean, like, Rick was just doing whatever Rick wanted to do when Rick wanted to do it. That's the no holds barred Aquarius. And like Charlie Murphy said, he punched him in the face. Rick was out of pocket, kicking on his Eddie Murphy couch. You know, Rick was just out of pocket. Bob Marley, similar energy. I don't think he was as wild, but as far as the women were concerned, he was constantly cheating on his wife, constantly messing with Miss Jamaica, made all of these kids out of wedlock. This is what you're dealing with that kind of no holds barred Aquarius. Aquarius who does not see a problem with infidelity, an Aquarius who does not see a problem with not being honest, an Aquarius who does not see a problem with being manipulative. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody who's just going to do them. And when Aquarius are in that kind of mode, we don't care about other people's feelings. We don't care about other people's interpretations. We don't care about other people. When we're in that mode, all we care about is pleasing ourselves. That's it. We don't care about anything other than pleasing ourselves. That's all we care about. An Aquarius who has integrity, who is in a relationship with someone, will never cheat on them. Ever. We'll leave. We'll just go. You know, we're put our thumb right out and go down the road. We'll leave. We're not going to stay with the person and be unhappy and then cheat on them. That is not our thing. We'll move on and then move on to another person. We'll move on to, we're serial monogamous. We'll move on to another person every month if we feel like it, but we're not going to cheat and lie to the person that we're with and tell them that it's just me and you. No one is me, you, and you, unless we are that type of, like I said, reckless abandonment, don't care, out of pocket Aquarius. And that is what you're dealing with here. The Aquarius who is in a positive is not going to cheat, will just leave, or we will have an open relationship. Aquarius is very known for unusual relationships, open relationships, pseudo relationships, long distance relationships, polyamorous relationships. We'll just do something else. For instance, have a open relationship where we can be in a relationship with somebody and have multiples and our spouse be okay with it. You know, we'll do something like that. We'll do something that's on the up and up like that, but we're not going to be sneaking around and doing stuff like that. That is not what we do. And you also mentioned that he was in a relationship with a Cancer. The Aquarius and the Cancer relationship is always problematic. So that relationship is one that is probably plagued with ups and downs. So that's another problem anyway. So he probably is having issues in that relationship in itself. So, and probably one of the issues is that he's choosing not to be faithful to the person that he's in a relationship with, among probably other things that are going on. So that's what you have going on here. You have somebody who is just out of pocket, doing whatever they want, and grooming you to be the next person that they do whatever they want with. And like I said, you're already behind enemy lines, honey. He already got you. He already has you in the web. The question is, when is he going to go in for the kill? That's the question. You're already in the sight of the hunter. The question is, when is he going to pull the trigger? And if I was you, I would escape before he pulls the trigger. Because once he pulls the trigger, you have accrued the bad karma. It's already there. You're going to spend the next whatever amount of your life making up for that part. Then, not only have you accrued the bad karma, you've put yourself into his web of deception. So you have no idea what's true. You have no idea what he's going to do to you. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea if he's carrying STDs, because if you're slinging your penis, then that can be another idea, something else that happens as well. You have no idea about any of those things. And in Aquarius, like I said, with that no holds barred abandonment, he gonna drag you into his chaos. You're going to become a part of that chaos, whatever he has going on. And my final thing is that if that Cancer finds out, because 9 times out of 10, the Cancer may or may not know about the infidelity. Cancers are intuitive, so intuitively speaking, she already knows. Now, whether or not she's admitting it to herself is a different story. So she already knows about that. But if she gets actual proof that he's messing with a woman, or proof that something is going on, Cancers bring the drama to your mama. Cancers bring it. You want to see somebody bring you some drama? Woo! 'Woo! 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 ' especially Cancers. Like, they bring it. They will bring that drama to you. And that's the karma that I'm talking about. And you deserved it because you had no business doing what you did. So that karma is going to come kick you in the butt. And Cancers bring that drama. Cancers will blow you up on social media. Cancers will do revenge porn. Cancers will tell your friends and your family. Cancers will call your mama on the phone. Cancers will blow up your shop because you did something to them, such as cheated with their husband or something like that. Cancers will blow up your shop. They'll come to your job. They'll put holes in your tires. Cancers will put you through so much agony behind that, and you will deserve every last second because you are the one that opened the door to the BS by what you did. So my thing to you is that I can see from looking at your pictures and looking at you on Instagram that you're somebody who's seeking. That I think that you're seeking to be a good person. I think that you're seeking to live a good life. And this here is not the move. This is not the move. If you really want to have a gentleman caller who's an Aquarius, get your own. Let this woman deal with this mess. Let her have that mess, and you get your own. Get you a positive Aquarius who is a humanitarian, who is a creative person or something along those lines, an eclectic person, a spiritual person. Get you a decent Aquarius. Get you an Aquarius that is about truth. Get you an Aquarius that's trying to live a good life. Get you an Aquarius that's working on getting to heaven one day. Get that kind of Aquarius, because the gentleman that you're talking about is the wrong kind to have in your life. And I guarantee you, if you allow him in your life, after a couple of maybe 6 months to a year, your life's going to be upside down, and you're going to be looking at this video like, dag, she told me. And it's going to come. It's going to be the drama. The drama is going to come. So that's why Aquarius cheat, because they have a lack of integrity like anybody else who cheats in the zodiac. All right, guys. Deuces. And thanks again for your question.